Hi everyone, this is Carol Rainbow and I'm just going to do a very quick overview of Zoom. So I've opened it on my computer. An important place to know about is the settings over on the right just under my tiny picture, because that's where you need to set up breakout rooms, and there's lots of other things. But for the moment I'm going to click on New Meeting, and here we are, the meeting opens. And you've got me full screen at the moment. Not best, but hey. From choice, I simply open Manage Participants straight as soon as I come in the room, and Chat as soon as I come in the room. Those two features give me access down the side to a list of names of all my students, and then any chat that's happening. And so it's really useful to keep in touch with people, especially if they come in without sound. Now then, if we look in the participants box here at the bottom of it, we've got a list of non-verbal communications which can be very useful. They have an extra one which is a hands up. Now the host doesn't have it because obviously I'm not going to stick my hand up. But there's yes, no symbols, go slower, go faster, more. The more has a very important one, and that's the step away from the room. The little clock saying that I'm out of the room. Now if you have people that aren't on camera, so people on phones and things like that, if they go to answer the door, anything that they might need to do during a lesson, you might ask them a question and then spend 5 minutes troubleshooting sound because you think, oh, they've gone, when in fact they're just out of the room. So I always ask people, if they step out of the room, just click on the clock. It takes a second, but it does help. Also in the same place, of course, you can rename your students can rename themselves, and you can rename yourself. Now that can be useful because if people come in with nicknames, you might not know who they are in your class, and it's very difficult to keep class records if you don't know who's there. So now then, when you're in Zoom, we'll look mostly at the bottom bar in this little session, this little video. So as you come in, all the tools for the host, and most of your students will see these as well, are on that bottom bar, and they're not there part of the time, they disappear. So if ever you want your tools, just hover to the bottom of the screen. The very first one is the mic. You can mute yourself there, but the up arrow is the most interesting, important bit at the start, because it shows you different microphones available on your computer, and you can select your headset mic or your built-in mic, whatever you've got. And the same with the speaker. You can select your headset or built-in speakers. So if somebody hasn't got sound, it's quite likely to be the wrong settings there. Also, they can actually test the speaker and microphone there. So that is the most useful button when you're getting started. Your students will soon learn it. Now then, the second one, stop video, restart video, can be useful at times, especially if you're having bandwidth problems. It's really good to stop the videos and just have everybody there as a list of names and your presentation that you're sharing in the space where I am now. Okay, but also there's a virtual background option here. Now I don't actually like the virtual background option, but I'm going to show you what it is, because if you're not teaching in school, you're teaching at home. Maybe your children are at home, maybe you've got a house full of people, and you might want to do your lesson in your bedroom, for example. Not ideal if people have got a full view of your bedroom. You know, it's sometimes doesn't feel too professional. So a virtual background might be a godsend in some circumstances. It's not something I like, but it's something we might need at times. And so you can select it or switch it off just down there. Okay, now then, so that's the first two buttons done. We go across to invite. Click on invite and you'll see you have an option to invite by email, invite a list of contacts, invite by Gmail, the default email, Yahoo Mail, copy the invitation. You've got a whole range. What I find the most useful is simply and purely copy the URL, because then you can paste it in your email to everybody, in Moodle, in Edmodo, wherever you're sharing information with your students. You can just pop that link there. You can email it out to them 10 minutes before, saying 10 minutes till our session, everybody, here's the room. They click on the link and come straight into the room. And so back to the bottom, manage participants. Now that's open and you can see it at the top. Share, I'm going to do in a second little video, a completely separate little video. Chat is there in the right, so hi everyone. I am sending a message to everyone there. I could also send a message to myself, to anybody else that's in the room privately. So for example, if they've got a baby screaming in the background, you might want to say, would you like to mute your mic? Anything. You can chat to people privately. If you set it up, students can chat to each other privately. Might be useful to do paired tasks in some circumstances. And record, so you can record all of your sessions. You can record them onto your computer or into the cloud, depending on whether you've got a professional version or just the free version that you're using. And then we've got breakout rooms, and I'll do the breakout rooms in a separate little video as well. Okay, so a very quick introduction to Zoom, which is very typical of nearly all the breakout rooms that you'll see. They nearly all have these same areas of screen where you can see the participant, you can see the chat, you can see a presentation or the speaker. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.